Good morning. We'll start session 4 on chapter comparative quantities. So here in this last session, in the last part of this comparing quantities, where in the beginning we studied about discount, cost price, selling price, then we studied about percentage, VAT, GST, tax, etc. Now this part is about compound interest and simple interest. Now what is compound interest? Definition wise, if I have to tell you, the interest calculated on the increased principal. Now this is the definition. But what do you actually mean by this? Now just assume that you have kept 100 rupees in a bank as a deposit. Okay. So for a period of 2 years, let us assume for 2 years. Now what happens is, this amount is called as the principal amount. So for 2 years what you keep, you get some interest. Now you all have a savings account, right, where you have your amount in that. Let that be any denomination. Every month you get a small amount of interest on that amount, extra amount which is added up, right? A very small amount. But when we keep that as a fixed deposit, it gets added up. So here what happens is, we have two types, compound interest and simple interest. Basically the compound interest rules are being followed, but the interest calculation in the bank is something different than what we actually study here, but this is just a basic definition or a concept to understand that. There, how the interest is done, on which date it is done, these things are different. So assume that you have kept rupees 100 for 2 years. So this 100 rupees is the principal amount what you have kept it. Time is 2 years. So you are getting some interest. Say you are getting 1% interest, or you are getting 10% interest. Some interest you are getting on that. Okay. Just a random calculation what I am giving you. So at the end of first year, right, interest will be rupees 10. For example, let me take it as 10 only, right, when the apply the formula everything. So what will be my amount? My amount will be 100 plus 10, that is 110. But this amount I have kept for 2 years, right? Now second year what will happen is, my principal amount will be 110. On this 110, 10% interest will be applicable. So at the end of second year, I will again get interest, say about 12 rupees. Example, 12 rupees I got interest because my amount was 110. So total amount at the end of this, how much do I get? 110 plus 12, I get 122 rupees. Right? How much I had invested? I invested only 100 rupees. So interest is calculated on the increased principal. Here the principal increased because of the interest what I added. Now let me talk about a simple interest. Now simple interest is calculated in terms of same amount. Rupees 100 is the principal amount which is kept for 2 years, right? Here what we do is, at the end of the first year you get 10 rupees interest for 100 rupees on 10% rate of interest or whatever you have kept. As it is, no change. Again for the second year your amount is considered as rupees 100 only, right? They don't add it. How much you get? Of course, same amount, same interest. Total you got only 20 rupees interest. Finally you got in your hand 120 rupees. But here in compound interest you got 122 rupees. So in compound interest, the interest is compounded based on the increased principal. So that means interest goes on increasing because that first year's interest will add up to your principal amount, right? So this is what we are going to study in this chapter here. Basic formulas what we have to just substitute in the formulas and find the answer. There are actually even advanced level formulas for what questions they have asked, but in this book what formulas they have given and we will solve accordingly. So basically two formulas, one for compound interest and one for simple interest. We'll make a note of it. Now in compound interest only, if it is calculated yearly, half yearly and quarterly, there comes the bifurcation of the formulas. So compound interest, when the amount is compounded annually is yearly. So amount is equal to principal of 1 plus rate of interest divided by 100 raised to n. At the end we will write what is A, P, R and N. Second part, compounded half yearly. Amount is equal to principal 1 plus R by 200 raised to 2n. Third one, compounded quarterly. Right? Actually quarterly you don't have, but quarterly if it comes, I'll just give you the formula. A is equal to P 1 plus R by 400 into 4n. Quarterly is by 4 what we do. Just remember this formula. The next fourth formula is for simple interest. Interest is equal to PTR over 100. Next, you have compound interest is equal to amount minus principal. Now, let us understand and write what are all these things. First of all, CI is compound interest. SI stands for simple interest. Then A stands for amount, P stands for principal, the initial amount what you deposit in your bank, N stands for time in terms of years, or T also stands for time because we have used the word T here. So R stands for rate of interest. That's all, right? These are the few parameters what you have to know in this lesson. So principal, rate of interest, where N is the time period in terms of years, R is rate of interest. So remember one thing here, this is the formula compounded annually, yearly when we talk about. This is the formula when we talk about half yearly. You can consider this as 6 months also. Okay, this is the formula for quarterly. Now 6 months is what exactly? 12 by 2. That is how we get. Now quarterly when we talk about, this is 12 by 4, 3 months. So quarterly is nothing but 3 months. Simple interest and the basic terms and things in this exercise what you have to do. We'll quickly start with an exercise here. The sums are quite simple, children, but the only difficulty here is calculation. You have very large numbers for calculation, that is especially for multiplication. So that you have to be very perfect. I'll be giving 1 or 2 sums for homework. I want you all to calculate then using a calculator, because in exam if such sums appear, you will have to calculate it all by yourself. So you should be very strong in calculation. Calculate the amount and compound interest on. Exercise 1 first. Rupees 10,800. So principal we go on writing as per the known part. 10,800, where time is 3 years. And rate of interest is 12, 1 by 2%. If you want, 12 twos are 24, 25 by 2%. Compounded annually. That is more important to know. Compounded annually. Now we have given directly find the compound interest. There is no word mentioned as simple interest directly. Otherwise, what will happen, children? You can also do this simple interest, simple interest. There are many methods of doing it. I'll use the simplest one to do this now. Directly apply the formula. amount is equal to principal of 1 plus r by 100 raised to n. So 10,800 of 1 plus 25 by 2 into 100 raised to 3. 10,800 of 25 ones are 25 fours are 1 plus 1 by 8 raised to 3. LCM 10,800 of 8 plus 1 by 8. What you get here? Raised to 3. 10,800 into 9 by 8, 9 by 8, 9 by 8. Do the calculations here. First, initially you can say 2 fours are 2 5s are 10, 2 4s are 8, 0 0. 2 2s are 4, 2 2s are 4, 2 7s are 14, 0 0. 2 1s are 2. 2 1s are 2, 2 3s are 6, 2 5s are 10, 0. Try to cancel as much as possible. 2 4s are 8, 2 6s are 12, 2 7s are 14, 2 5s are. No more further calculation. 675 into 9 into 9 into 9 divided by 4 into 8. Go with regular multiplication, then divided by 32. So answer what you get here is 15377.34. This is amount. 15,377 is the amount. Amount should be always greater than the principal. That's your thing. If you are getting less, you've gone wrong. Next, compound interest is equal to amount minus principal. 15,377.34 minus 10,800. Compound interest on this is 4,577.34 rupees. As I had told, lots of calculation in this. Next one. A principal of rupees 18,000 where time is 2.5 years, right? So when you have such type of sum for 2.5 years, there actually is a different formula and time is given in terms of like this. But here what we will do, we'll split the time in terms of 2 years and half year, right? So 2 years, what we will do is, we will found that by compound interest, half year will find that by simple interest. That is the rule and that's the method what we follow. Directly if the time is given with respect to 2 years, 3 years, we will go ahead direct with compound interest. If they mention time in terms of 2.5 years, 2 years, 3 months, 2 years, 1 month, the whole number years always take compound interest. Whatever is beyond that, 5 months, 6 months, 8, 9, 10, 11, anything, find simple interest for that. Remember this. So, compounded annually, that is more important. At the rate of 10%. So amount is equal to principal 1 plus r by 100 raised to n. So this is 18,000. So here only bifurcation we have given 1 plus 10 by 100 raised to 2. If you want, you can write n is equal to 2 years. First we will mention here. Okay, because we should know what we are solving. 0 and 0. 18,000 of 10 plus 1 by 10 raised to 2. 18,000 into 11 by 10 into 11 by 10. 2 zeros, 2 zeros. So 121 into 180. So you will get the amount as 21,780 when you multiply this. This is amount at the end of 2 years. Keep this as it is. Second part, what you have to do just below this, for n is equal to half year. Simple interest is equal to. Now what is the principal here? Principal here is this. 21,780. Then what is rate of interest? 10%. Simple interest is equal to PTR by 100. Principal is 21,780. Time is half. R is 10 by 100. 0, 0. Another 0, another 0. 2 ones are 2 ones are 2. 2 eights are 16. 2 nines are 18. Right? So simple interest is equal to rupees 1089. So right, amount at the end of 2.5 years. How much? 21,780 plus 1,089. So amount is equal to, at the end of this year is 22,869. Finally, compound interest is equal to amount minus principal. 22,869 minus 18,000. Compound interest is rupees 4,869. Right? Neatly, and this one below the other, what you have to do this. Next one. Now understood what did we do for the half year? Whole number part, all compound interest. Whatever is beyond that, 3 months, 2 months, 1 month, 11 months, anything given, do that in terms of simple interest. But if it is only asked for half year, that time you can, but it depends. Compounded annually or compounded half yearly, that is different, children. Time what is given is the same. That will not matter. Now what formula I have given you is not with respect to time. How it is compounded? Is it compounded yearly or half yearly? That means your interest is calculated yearly or half yearly. The question is here. The thing is, you can ask me, teacher, why in 2 years and for half years I can use this raised to 2n formula, but that is for compounding. Interest on how we calculate it. This is interest annually or calculating. That is half yearly interest, and another is quarterly interest. Yes. Now we have a next sum, C part, where it is time is 1.5 years fixed, but it is compounded half yearly. Okay, got this point now? Half yearly formula, what you have to use it there. Okay, so the n, whatever it can be, it doesn't matter. Fraction if it is, means point something they have given, whole number in compound, and the remaining part in simple interest. So that is why in every sum I am writing that word, compounded annually. That is very, very important. Once we are done with the chapter, you can go through all the sums. They will mention that one word, compounded annually. See if you want. Even in the verbal sums, what we have? C part. C part. Now before I go to C part, few more things I would like to clarify. Now see here, because there is usually you will have a confusion. This one compounded yearly. Now this is half yearly. Okay, we don't have quarterly. We don't have any sums on quarterly, so forget it. Now compounded yearly, when we have n is equal to 1.5 years, then we have 2.5 years, and so on. Or we have n is equal to directly 3 years. Okay. Compounded half yearly, we again have same idea. N is equal to 3 years, 1.5 years, 2.5 years. What we actually do? So here we consider this as we consider this as 1.5. So this is compound interest, simple interest. This is basically compound interest only. Again, this we can consider this as 2.5. Compound interest, simple interest. Simple, right? Because it is compounded yearly basis. Now this is compounding half yearly basis. There's a trick here, children. What you can do here is formula wise use the whole time. What is given? As I have told, there are many different methods to do, right? We use the formula that is raised to 2 and we use time is given as 3 by 2. Time is given as 5 by 2. Use this only as the n and do it directly. Why? Because raised to n when we do, 2n when we do, so this is 2 into 3 by 2 will get cancelled. 2 into 5 by 2 will get cancelled. Right? This is method 1. If in case you don't want to apply this method, that means at that point of time also you have to apply again the same big rule, but that usually nobody does it. Okay? Everybody prefers this method. And reminding, if you want, you can just make a note somewhere. Just previous time I had told, don't go for the time. That was for yearly. Half yearly also don't go for the time, but it depends on how it is given. Suppose if directly n is equal to 3 is given, this is 2 into 3, 6 we do it, right? We apply the same formula. But what if it is given in fraction? We can go with this formula, okay? Write down this somewhere. In yearly, whenever the fraction part is given, we bifurcate into compound and simple interest. Half yearly or quarterly, quarterly is not there, but half yearly or quarterly if it is there, convert that into an improper fraction and use that only as a time period, because raised to 2n will come, right? That will get cancelled. Very clear on this? Let's begin with the next sum. See, principal is rupees 62,500. N is equal to 1.5 year. That is equal to 2 ones are 2, 3 by 2 years. 9% is the rate of interest, compounded half yearly. So amount is equal to principal 1 plus r by 200 raised to 2n. Principal is 62,500. 1 plus rate of interest is 8%, right? Yes. 8 divided by 200 whole raised to 2 into 3 by 2. 2 and 2 will get cancelled. 8 ones are 8, 2s are 60, 8 5s are 40. So 62,500 of 25 plus 1 divided by 25 raised to 3. A bit long calculation. 62,500 into 26 by 25. 26 by 25. 26 by 25. 25 ones are 25. 25s are 625. Double 0. 25 ones are 25 ones are 2 more zeros. Then 25 ones are 25 fours are 26 into 26 into 26 3 times into 4. Amount is equal to 70,304. Compound interest is equal to amount minus principal. 70,304 minus 62,500. Compound interest is equal to 7,804. Only thing is here long calculation, children. Okay. I'm going to mark D and E for homework. See here. Don't see the bracket part what they have given. D is 8,000 for 1 year, 9% compounded half yearly. Use half yearly formula only. Go ahead with it. Then E part 10,000 for 1 year, compounded half yearly. They have given here. You could use the year by year calculation for simple interest method. Do not do that. For verification they have given here. Not required, children. Directly apply this formula. Nothing. N is 1. So 2 into 1 will come there because it is only for 1 year they have asked. Go ahead, you will get the same answer. The next one. Kamala borrowed 26,400 from the bank. That means whatever money is taken from the bank, that is the principal only. Principal is equal to rupees 26,400 from the bank to buy a scooter at the rate of 15% per annum. See here, 15% per annum, compounded yearly. They have to mention this, children. Suppose tomorrow in your question paper, if the word compounded yearly is not mentioned, you are supposed to ask your teacher, how is compounded yearly or half yearly? Very important thing to know here, and they will mention this. Compounded yearly. What amount will she pay at the end of 2 years? What amount she will pay? That's all. At the end of 2 years, 4 months. To clear the loan. Now 2 years is done by compound interest. 4 months is done by simple interest. Let's do it. First n is equal to 2 years I will write here. So compounded annually, we know that if you want to write compounded annually. So amount is equal to principal 1 plus r by 100 raised to n. Principal is 26,400. 1 plus 15 by 100 raised to 2. So 5 3s are 5 2s are 26,400 of 20 plus 3 divided by 20 raised to 2. 26,400 into 23 by 20 into 23 by 20. 0 0 0 0 cancel. 2 1s are 2 1s are 2, 2 3s are 6, 2 2s are 4. 2 1s are 2, 2 6s are 12, 2 6s are 66 into 23 into 23. You will get it as 34,914. Amount at the end of 2 years. Now at the end of 4 months. Right? So time is equal to 4 months. 1 year is equal to 12 months. 4 months is equal to 12 by 4 by 12. That is equal to 1 by 3 years. I just write here 1 by 3 years. What is the principal? Principal amount is now 34,914 at the rate of interest 15%. Find simple interest. Simple interest is equal to PTR by 100. 34,914 into 1 by 3 into 100 into 15. So 3 1s are 3 5s are. Keep this decimal, only multiply because it will be easy for just shifting the decimal for you. So amount will be here rupees 1745. Simple interest amount. Amount at the end of 2 year 4 months is equal to 34,914 plus 1745. That is equal to 36,659. Point some decimal you get, that's okay if you write it here. So 36,659, what you get, some point what you get, children, that is okay. Give the conclusion. Therefore, Kamala has to pay rupees 36,659 59.70 paise. I think I have messed up with some decimal point here. Just check with the answer. This is how you actually do the sum. So I'll not start with the remaining sums, because first of all I want you all to understand these type of sums. With the two homeworks what I have given, and just repeat these sums from the beginning. Only if you understand this, I think the next set of sums you can follow it very clearly. So the remaining sums will be done in the next session.